Hello, and welcome to another very arousing episode of the Nicko Show. I have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. Anyway, it's October. We're getting towards the end of the month. I want to do something special for Halloween. So, since there's 5 days left, I've decided I'm going to count down my top 5 favorite horror movies. With that said, this list is eclectic. It's in my opinion, and it's not like the top 5 scariest horror movies, because a lot of these movies aren't scary. These are just the movies that I enjoy, and I will be the first one to tell you, I have fucking terrible taste. I blame my uncle. Fuck you, Slim. But anyway, these are my favorite horror movies. We're going to be doing one each day up until Halloween with number 1. So, without further ado, let me go ahead and get my ugly mug out of here. Here is number 5. Enjoy. Jeepers Creepers is a modern-day classic. Yeah, I said it. And I know many people have mixed feelings about the first and the second, or just, the series as a whole, but I loved it, including the second one, which I'll probably touch on later, maybe next Halloween, I'm not sure, but let's talk about number 5, the first movie. The first time I saw this movie, I had no knowledge of it. I just saw Justin Long, who plays Derry in the movie, riding along with his sister Trisha, played by Gina Phillips. Soon they're being ran off the road by a sinister old-looking truck, but the license plate Derry refers to as beating you, or rather, as we find out later, be eating you. See what he did there? Little foreshadowing. Turns out you're a twin. Jesus. What the hell's his problem? Just get out of his way, Derry! From there, things slowly fall into mayhem. Derry finds the Creeper's house of pain after seeing him dump an old body down a pipe. His house of pain is actually an old church's basement, and this old church is decorated with bodies strung up all along the wall, all of his victims. The siblings manage to leave the church and escape to a diner, and from this point the movie hits its stride, which I'm not going to get into. No spoilers here, folks. One of the best things about this movie is the Creeper himself, the main villain. He's kept in the shadows throughout the film, so you're really not sure what the fuck he is until the end. And even then, it's still not really explained, but more implied. I like the look of the Creeper, and Jonathan Breck, the man in the costume, does a real good job with his facial expressions and body language. During a few small points in the movie, the Creeper is doing horrific shit, but you can't help but laugh or chuckle a little bit as the villain moves or whistles about nonchalantly. Yep. There are a lot of faraway shots that showcase the awesome silhouette. The scene with the cops on the highway is a prime example of this. I love the Creeper in the background on top of the police car. That's just a chilling scene. Later in the movie, during the climax, the Creeper loses his clothes and is exposed as more of a demonic monster. He looks awesome, but I always felt he looked more menacing with the coat and the hat. Plus his color and his skin, they just look a little off during this entire jail scene. Victor Salva, who actually wrote the Jeepers Creepers films, both the first and second, said that he felt the same, which is why the monster has a darker, more moisturized, and a hell of a lot less naked look in part 2. He does look pretty badass during this movie's ending sequence, which I won't give away. Suffice to say, when he shows his true form, I finally saw why they got him naked, because he looks fucking crazy. While I mentioned the jail scene, I do have to touch on another scene that takes place similarly during the climax in the police station. And it just bugged the hell out of me. Derry and Trisha are arguing. We get a shot from behind a one-way mirror, from the creeper's point of view. There's no sound, we just see the siblings doing... I don't know what the fuck you'd call that. Wrestling? Then it cuts back to the room. Sound back. Awkward silence. Derry grabbing Trisha and waggling his finger at her, and then... Ugh, thank God. I don't think I've ever been so happy for a jump scare in my fucking life. Other than that, though, Justin Long and Gina Phillips play their respective roles well. They're believable as siblings and have an on-screen chemistry that just works for me. The supporting actors also play their parts well, but none of them are all that important. Even Miss Cleo doesn't really do much until the end, and even then, she sucks as a fucking psychic. What makes this movie so good and pushes it to the number 5 spot is the creeper and the main characters. Also the creeper, and of course, the creeper. Oh, and did I mention the creeper? That scarecrow gag is fucking awesome. More fucking movies should have that shit. And so I leave you with it. If you haven't seen the movie, give it a watch. It may surprise you, or you could just join the others who fucking hate it and bash it on the internet. Either way, you win!
You got 10 seconds to get your ass out of my yard. And don't think I'm gonna tell you twice. Get the hell away from him.
What are you doing, Trish?